My final thoughts and final predictions on Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant for Undisputed tonight. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So we have a mega showdown tonight between Canelo Alvarez, the WBC, WBA, WBO champion, and we have the undefeated superstar boxer in Caleb Plant, 21 wins, 12 knockouts. And this is going to be a high anticipated chess match in my opinion. I think that a lot of people yesterday on that Showtime, if you guys watched the Showtime press conference, the final press conference yesterday with Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant, a lot of people was booing Caleb Plant. They don't think he ain't worth it. Well, just like Caleb Plant says, y'all may boo me now, but y'all all gonna be looking surprised when I beat him. So, well, this is going to be a very, very highly anticipated match between the two. I think that Canelo Alvarez's prediction is wrong. I don't think he's going to get Caleb Plant out there in 8 rounds. I think this fight is going to look more like Lara. But the only difference is Caleb Plant is going to bang with you at moments if you try to bang with him, but he's not going to be there. I told you guys before, this fight can play out just like Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. Canelo could be trying to walk Caleb Plant down all night long using aggression. He could be trying to do that. But the thing is, if Caleb Plant doesn't get hit, now there's going to be some times that Canelo might put him on his bike and made him use that lateral movement. But if Caleb Plant avoids getting hit with big shots and make him miss and making him pay, Caleb Plant could win this fight tonight. Now, Canelo Alvarez could win this fight tonight. If Canelo Alvarez cuts off the ring like he should be doing, he's been a master at that, of cutting off the ring, breaking you down to the body, faking a hook and coming down to the body. Canelo has a lot of good pump fakes, and I had to thought about this. When he fought Callum Smith, he was pump faking them just like basketball on shots. Like sometimes he'll throw a hook and he'll stop and he'll hit you in the body. Canelo has a lot of tricks and a lot of combinations. But Canelo can win this fight as well if he does what he has to do. Some people say Canelo's going to win because of the experience. He could win, but I don't think it's going to be that easy. People is really underestimating Caleb Plant for his ability that he has. Yes, he has 12 knockouts, but he's an undefeated fighter. So apparently he's doing something right if he's still undefeated. But who do I think is going to win this fight? Well, some people say Canelo Alvarez. Some of the diehard boxing fans says Caleb Plant. Well, it's going to be about who can take the big stage. Some people say off the rip, Caleb Plant has never been on this stage before. Well, we can all say that. But Canelo Alvarez has been on the big stage. But he hasn't been on a stage where he really had to fight for all the marbles. So yeah, some people say he could have did it at 160. I don't want to go back to the situation with Demetrius Andre, but he could have did it at 160. But that's in the past. But King Jr., who do I think is going to win this match tonight? Well, I already told you guys before. I had Canelo winning by a slim chance. But something is telling me that Caleb Plant is going to upset this man. I really do believe an upset is in the works tonight. Caleb Plant is going to have to beat Canelo Alvarez convincingly. Canelo Alvarez is going to have to beat Caleb Plant convincingly. Canelo Alvarez believes that Caleb Plant is Billy Joe Saunders. He's just going to move a little bit and sit there in the middle of the ring and let him beat on you. No, this ain't that. But I will tell you this. Both guys are going to be in the fight for their life tonight. Both guys want to make history. Canelo Alvarez will be the first undisputed Mexican belt holder of the entire world. He'll go down in the Hall of Fame for this. And Caleb Plant can go to the Hall of Fame early as the first super middleweight champion on the world, undisputed. He can make history as well. So both guys got a lot to lose tonight. But who do I have winning the fight? Well, I think Caleb Plant is going to win this fight tonight. I had Canelo Alvarez from the beginning winning the fight. But there are some things that Canelo Alvarez will not improve on. Just like the same scenario with Anthony Joshua. Okay? Canelo Alvarez says he kept learning. He kept getting better since the Floyd Mayweather experience. But we have to go back to Canelo Alvarez's past 3 fights. His footwork. Okay? This is a big problem for Canelo Alvarez. He has upper body movement. He moves very well from the hips on his defense. But Canelo Alvarez still lacks foot speed. And this is going to play a big problem tonight. Now, Caleb Plant also has a problem as well. He has a tendency to gas out in the 6th and 7th round. But Caleb Plant seems to be in good conditioning when he was on the scale yesterday. But this fight could go either way. I have Caleb Plant by unanimous decision. I think he's going to win this fight tonight. Like Caleb Plant trainer says, don't be surprised if Caleb Plant beats Canelo Alvarez and make it look easy as people think it's going to be. Now, I could be wrong. Canelo could win tonight by unanimous decision as well. We know how the scorecards go with Canelo, but Canelo's going to have to land some big shots in order to get those big points. And Caleb Plant is going to have to grind harder to get those points and look convincingly. Now, some people say Caleb Plant doesn't have the best defense. Well, Caleb Plant does have good defense. He moves out the way. He tries to avoid the big shots as much as he can. People are hoping that Caleb Plant doesn't fight just like this Truex fight, just like the Truex. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think Caleb Plant has trained really hard for this fight. So I'm riding with Caleb Plant by unanimous decision. I don't think it's going to be no stoppages by him. I think somebody's going to get dropped in this fight. Whoever gets dropped in this fight or seems to be getting dropped in this fight, that is going to determine the whole fight. If Canelo gets dropped, that's going to determine the whole fight. If Caleb gets dropped, he already down on the scorecards big. So one of these guys is going to have to drop to win this match. Somebody's going to have to get dropped. But I don't think there's going to be no knockout involved. Caleb Plant has a granite chin in my opinion. Canelo has a granite chin in my opinion. This fight ain't going to be easy for both men. But I have Caleb Plant catching this second win and winning by unanimous decision. And don't be surprised if Canelo wins. Congratulations, I was wrong. But I think Caleb Plant is going to win tonight. I think that for Canelo Alvarez, if he does win, some people say he's going to move up to 75 to fight Beterbiev. I don't think he should do that. I think that's a very dangerous fight for him. Very dangerous fight. Because he'll be fighting a guy with knockout power as well. And that's a very dangerous fight. But some people say, what's the next move for Caleb Plant? Now, we heard that Jamal Charlo says that he wants to fight Caleb Plant, that he's on this side. He doesn't like Canelo Alvarez. Well, Caleb Plant says he's not focused on that right now. He's focused on the task at hand, which is Canelo Alvarez. So maybe we might see Jamal Charlo versus Caleb Plant. Who knows? We might see Caleb Plant versus go up to 175. We don't know what Caleb Plant's going to do next. But there has been rumors that said Andre Ward is very interested in coming out of retirement. And he says he'll beat Caleb Plant, Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, and Canelo Alvarez. He'll beat all of them. I don't know how true that is. But Andre Ward says if Canelo blatantly calls him out again, he's looking to fight him. But I think Caleb Plant is going to change that tonight. I think Caleb Plant is going to be facing adversity from the crowd. Did y'all see how Caleb Plant didn't even stun the crowd? He wasn't caring about them if they booed or not. He's saying y'all may be booing now, but y'all really going to be booing him when he wins. And I truly believe it. I think Caleb Plant is going to edge this out tonight. And we got to understand here, okay? I know this is going to sound crazy, but Canelo is 31 years old. Caleb Plant is 29. You know, you could argue and say, oh, that's nothing. That's just a few age older. Well, let's think about it. 31 to 35 is your absolutely prime. But when you go up in the 30s, you start to fade. Could we see Canelo fade tonight? Could we see the absolute best of Caleb Plant? Who knows? It's going to happen tonight. We're going to find out. What people say is, my brain leans to Canelo, but my heart leans to Caleb Plant. Well, my boxing IQ knows that Caleb Plant is going to win this match tonight. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Caleb Plant wins. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo Alvarez wins. This is a big step up for Canelo Alvarez. This is going to debunk everything. This is going to prove that Canelo Alvarez, can he hang with a slick style boxer like Caleb Plant? Who knows? We're about to see tonight. But I ramble and left far too long. My final prediction on this fight between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant, I have Caleb Plant by unanimous decision. I think he's going to edge it out tonight. I think he's going to shock the entire world. And Caleb Plant is going to be in superstar stardom towards the end of his career. I think he's going to have one hell of a career if he beats Canelo Alvarez. And I think he's going to get even more bigger fights and more bigger paydays if he beat him. So I have Caleb Plant by decision. I know I'm a Canelo fan, but I think Caleb Plant, he's got something to prove tonight. And I think he's going to do it. But with that being said, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.